So my setup, if you're wondering, for showing these games that Carlsen played in this event, I have 51 tabs opened already. And I'm just going to be going from tab to tab and clicking on real time, and we're going to get to see his games played out in real time. I know the results of the event, but it's not going to have the same feel to it, of course, knowing the result. But I do want to see his games. I don't know how any of them played out, but I guess we're going to find out right now. So this was his first game. He entered the event rated 3198. So this is a 3-0 Blitz event. 3 hours of Blitz. Let's see. Okay, so both of these are holes. Gonna have some pawn break on the queen's or on the king side, I would expect. No berserks, by the way, for this first game. You would probably like to see knight takes bishop here. This is a dummy piece. Pawn takes. Yeah, this does repair the hole on d5. Okay, f5 on board. Well, he's ready to take and then take here. There would be 3 pieces on that. Knight takes is appealing. Oh, I didn't see that one coming. Ah, that's sharp. So if takes, queen takes, if the bishop reacts, then you're on this in the end. Does he take that, though? No, he doesn't take it. Yeah, that knight is really strong. Oh, this is going to be huge. Knight on e5. This guy's pinned. Knight takes first. If the rook moves, it's a mate in 2. He's winning at least the exchange here. At least the exchange. And the center's collapsing as well. Is there better than taking the rook? I guess not. Yeah, if this wasn't flicked in, he was going to secure a connected passed pawn. It's a nice move to flick in. So he is up the exchange. This is not available. What's the time situation? 149 to 224. Big lead on the clock. This is covered. Yeah, that square is given up. Now they're ready to take there? No, he doesn't want to push the pawn. Just defending with the pieces. Maybe looking to exchange rooks as well. Yeah, this is going to be his comfy home. This guy might get rolling with a fork. Not sure what the purpose of that one was. Tough to find a good move, I guess. Maybe rook here now. Oh, there's queen check. No, queen check here, no problems. King takes, there's rook takes rook, and then pawn takes. Oh, you're on the queen. Can I have a resigner? Yeah, a resigner there. All right. Game 1. Down. Game 2. Let's see, do we have Rodeberg, International Master on the black side. Is this a berserk game? No berserk game. 3 minutes apiece for this one. Okay. Space Invader. E5 pawn. And then challenging this duo straight away. Now there's this increased pressure as well with knight c3. And then if d4, the knight has a good square here on e4. This is a nice reaction. e5, c4, very good structure here for white. Kind of like to see this move here. I mean, sometimes I think what could be tried is knight d4. Knight d4 takes. Yeah, so right here, knight d4 takes. Then this knight is a little bit clumsy. I've been in this similar position before, and I've withdrawn my knight. Not exactly, though, with this knight right here. All right, so he's going to b5, and from there, where after this? Prepared to... let's see. He's not immediately recapturing, so this is a threat. Got a pin on the G file. Once again, up a ton of time. 244 to 2. Now, this guy looks a bit clumsy. What is black doing to defend here? Just king in the corner? No, h5. Could take that. So there isn't a follow-up bishop h6 here. But this is looking pretty scary. Bishop e4. Maybe bishop e4 right now. Bishop e4 now. He's prepared to sack. And can you get a rook involved? Bishop here, rook there. Another check, and only then bishop h6. So now he's threatening a mate in 2. Similar to last game. Bishop was here, threatening to put a piece on the knight file for mate. Same story here. Let's see. Minute 25 to 2:30. Black still in the tank. No time to take the knight. What do you do? Queen here? Okay, that's the way to defend. But what about this check and then here? And then take the rook, yep. Oh, I didn't see that one coming. Probably resigner here. Oh, you have to give up the queen. All right, that one's done. Game 3. Pavel Mart, FIDE Master. Okay, this is a berserk game. Not a double berserk. So a minute and a half to 2 minutes. Excuse me, 3 minutes. All right, open e file, pressure here on c6. Speedy. Okay. And pressure on c5, defense of the knight as well. Queen is out. This is secure. This knight is pinned. Problem on f7. Oh, f7 falls. Oh, and it's just leading straight to mate. Okay, that one's done. It was only a 12-second game for Carlsen. All right, moving on. I forget what number this is for. I'm not going to be able to keep track. Is this another Berserk? Another Berserk game against Project Hardcore, International Master. And that is a big square. Yeah, does not want to leave so fast. It is a hole. And, okay, nearly every move here is directed at that d4 square. Directly, indirectly, pressure on b2 as well. White already in the tank. Poison to capture with the knight at least. And probably not a good idea with the bishop either. So what is black doing here? Maybe queen up? Queen d2 defends there. Queen d2 it is. And yet another move. Gluing that knight in. It's going nowhere. It's a very difficult situation for white because difficult to work around the knight. And if you don't want to work around the knight, you take the knight and then you have to deal with the connected passed pawn. So either way, tough spot already for white. White has this space, but it almost feels like it's not really a factor. Like the one of the main squares it takes away, c6. You know, the knight has already pivoted on c6. It's not a bother to the queen knight. Pawn on d5 will be bothersome frequently to the queen knight. Pawn on e5 bothersome to a knight f6 move. Okay, huge space now. Connected passed pawn, knight on his back foot. What's the time here? Evening out on the clock. This is again a berserk game. Okay. And from here, he's giving up a pawn for what reason exactly? Because there's going to now be 2 connected passed pawns very shortly. I don't know that you even need to castle. He does castle, though. He's not afraid of the pin. And b2 if this knight moves. Okay, knight f5. Both of these are covered. Yeah, bishop and knight are watching over this. If you need some more safety here, should be good. I wonder if this check could be thrown in. Either stop castling or allow queen takes b2. 50 seconds for white. That's all you got. Push, just to open some lines. Maybe you don't mind having this knight out of the way so you could get this one in. He's going with that straight away. You could probably still take. Oh, he's going with the check first. What a killer. Oh, we got discovered check nearby. It's all crumbling. The queen could even come back here. There's a lot of pressure here. How's he getting out of that? Queen b6. If king here, they're cut off. Maybe swipe the rook and then swipe the knight. Oh, now he's taking. I forgot that that was still hanging. Pawn takes rook. With check, another queen, and that forces resignation. Okay, moving on. Next game against FIDE Master. A Berserk game, another Berserk game. Okay. Let us see. Is he going to go fishing? No fishing. Just a small pawn center. He's playing a reverse Sicilian. He is still working with that H-pawn. After all. Okay, no queen c2 just yet. Bishop e2. Okay, to take or not? Taking brings this rook to life, so under pressure here. 3 on it. I wonder if takes here and then f4 is a move. Possibly. Might see that, or even knight f4 is available. This pawn is in a pin. Knight f4 played. No castles. Oh, is it really that strong? It is really that strong. We have resignation. Oh, man. If you play here, you could just take. This guy is pinned, and then it's going to be mate on h7 next. And there's none of this. It's pinned. Wow. Okay. Moving on. Another one. Down. FIDE Master with this one. Another Berserk game. Okay. Let us see. Fianchetto? No Fianchetto. He's going after c4. Okay. c4, c5. Tension between the bishop and queen pawns. How to recapture first. I think frequently you see this capture before this one. You see how white recaptures first. You're going to go with the pawn. You're going to go with the knight. Then I'll make my next decision. Okay. He can't go too far just yet. Okay, so there's going to be some pawn he's working with here. He's working against the structure. Unopposed dark square bishop, but structural problems. Knight or pawn. Okay, so he's taking on the isolated pawn. He wants to have a grip over these two. A knight on this square will be fantastic. Also, this is stopping a quick a5 here. There's another path as well. And that's much more appealing for 2 reasons. You're more central and you're hitting the queen. Now this bishop, very clumsy. If you go here, you're cooked. This knight has this square. Ooh. Look at these monsters. There's no knight here either. The queen has that. Stepping up a hair, defending the queen now. This move would maybe be threatening queen takes knight. This knight is not pinned in this position. Okay, rook lift. Looking for aggressive stuff on the king side. It's the first thought that crosses my mind here. This should never be enough compensation for a queen. There's that flight square as well. Oh, did he miss a fork? He missed a fork, I think. Yeah, that was missed. What's the time? 140 to 50. Oh, and then that one was flicked in there. I didn't see that one coming. Knight c3. Now this guy's in a pin. Defended, attacked, safety first. What's the material count? He's up a pawn, 46 seconds, down a lot of time. Is there a way to take advantage of the king on this diagonal? I'm not seeing it. He's ready for maybe this move. Oh no, this guy's in a pin, unpinned now. No great rook moves. Take advantage of the queen. Now the queen's defended as well. Okay, rooks come off. Ah, now the queens are coming off too. Time should not be a problem. 38 seconds is enough. Oh, this guy's just getting tracked right down. Yeah, and now this is going to be captured and defended, and white knows it, throws in the towel, another W. Moving on, next game, against Gannicus, Grandmaster. Okay. Scandi. Queen d6 Scandi. Bishop here, there's knight there. Now's the time to give the knight a kick. Now he's going with the pawn, so, ooh, interesting. Breaking at the duo with e5. Okay, is this going to be undermined right now? Yeah, c6, you can't take. This would fall. Counterattack against the bishop. It's staying active. The knight is pinned. This is under fire now. And he might have some underdeveloping. How is he defending this? Something like this? Bishop g5? Okay, taking first. Wonder why this wasn't played first and then capturing away on that square. Going about it like this. So this is a passer. He's blockading straight away. This guy's sort of out of bounds. I feel like something might happen on h2. And stopping queen h4. Staying flexible with the knight for a minute. Ah, see, if this knight was here straight away, there's a couple things. This might become more vulnerable, and you might be subjected to a pin straight away. There could be a problem for sure along this diagonal if you're chopping away. Bishop c4. Queen's there now, but you could take b4, b5 stops bishop c4. Bishop pair for white, but black is up a pawn. This is another berserk game. Minute 2 to minute 51, call it. King up defends the rook, unpins the bishop. This guy's defended. Okay, and where do we go here? How to improve for white? Okay. King here seems cozy. That's not a square just yet. Bishop here defends this. And still on that one. Activate the rook. No, this is going to fall. Maybe a break here. Activating along the c file. Okay. I don't think this is anything scary. You could always go here too. So he has tracked down a second pawn now. Minute 23 to just under 50. And the plan here is what exactly? This is threatened. Yeah, don't have to take that pawn. Take here, that falls. Next up, e3. He's staying strong on the light squares. He'll get this guy later. This one here, this is also not really a scary pawn. You got the bishop and the rook watching over that promotion square. He's going to have two passers very soon, or a second passer. This one's already passed. Rook or pawn takes. Take here and then go. Ah, he's ready to just push away. King takes, you promote. How are you stopping that? You're not. White resigns. Okay, moving on. Who's next? Chessmaster 2006, another Berserk game. No double Berserks yet. Just a Berserk by Carlsen. In-betweener there. No reaction straight away. Queen Knight, King Knight exchange. Monster bishops. Adjacent diagonals, even more pressure now. Threatening to take and take. Okay. Productive, for sure. If this exchange happens, these guys are stripped. They look super weak. Double isolated c-pawns. Okay. Maybe rook here next up. And these are always healthy moves, although I don't know straight away because this guy can maybe go here, but do you want to see that knight go there? All right. Stopping knight f4, allowing this in some cases. Not so fast though. There's a pin. Tension is remaining here for a bit. Clock situation. Black is up a minute. Now what? Let us see. I don't know what black should be playing here. Maybe this? Oh, he's closing things up. So do you want to see this? It's the first move that crosses my mind. Okay, c5 played. Now this battery is here. Really don't want to see connected passed pawns. Okay, both rooks gonzo, and he's cool with simply exchanging queens. This was going to fall in the end. All right, taking now this one here. How's that playing out? If he goes with this. Bishop takes pawn. I guess we're going to find out. Point at this square. Maybe then queen takes c6. Queen takes knight, queen takes bishop. Okay, threatening mate, threatening the queen. Have to exchange queens. Oh, you don't have to exchange queens. There's a check. Now this and this are threatened. So the queens stay on board. Going after this guy next, maybe. Good coordination here. All of these guys are defended, and this is right around the corner. This queen is out of bounds. Okay, have to go on the defensive. F2 is hit there. Fancy. Queen takes queen, bishop takes queen. Okay. Clock times 110 to 44. Okay. I really want to play f4 here. This knight, yeah, this queen is very good. This knight is very good. Wants to get the queens off. She's that good. There's also pressure here on c5. Black was threatening to win a pawn. Clock times here 35 to 50. Okay. Queen d4. And what? This feels like a healthy move. Okay, looking to get h5 in. Got these pawns on light to control the light square bishop. Knight f4 might be nearby. Queen is attacked. Check first, then falling back, defending the bishop. f2 has some pressure on it. Knight f4. This is a possibility, not right away. Pressure on f2 again. Now knight takes pawn is there, taking advantage of the pin. We're going to have a lengthy game. Our opposite color bishop position still prying at these light squares. Bishop and pawn are x-rayed. Oh, deflection. The bishop's going to fall. Time 16 to 20. Oh, another pin. Recognized straight away. Winning position. You can't even rely on some wrong colored bishop stuff. This guy could be deflected. Oh no, the king is there just in time. The bishop stops these two. Yep, it's a winner. Time 6 seconds to 8. Yeah, he's got this one. Just watch out for stalemate stuff. That pawn could move. Otherwise it's stalemate. Okay, whoa. He recognized those pins so fast right there. Moving on. Who's this? Another... I was going to say another titled opponent. Of course. Titled Arena. Another Berserk game. Double Berserk game. Contra. All right. Let's see. He doesn't mind taking on the doubled pawns because that's going to increase his control over this square. This pawn picked up. This one's going to fall. He'd just be trading B pawns, and white would end up with a very active rook on the 7th rank. Okay. Breaking down the center. Passer here. Back up. Get prepared to blockade that pawn. This is going to be the most efficient blockader. Okay. Seems like black is going to be in control over the A file very soon. How do you get this guy activated? This square is not defended. Could challenge the queen like that. Queen takes knight. There's that trick. Okay, so he is weaseling around. Is he looking for something like this, or... Oh, he's looking for this one. Yeah, that's how he's fighting for the A file. Black does not want to give that up just yet. Time, both of them under a minute. Neck and neck. Better bishop for white as well. Queen b4 straight away. Yeah, knight here. Good coordination. This is still defended. Now go on the offensive. Queen a7. How do you get her more active? You can't. Queen here, though. That seems irritating. Knight is pinned. He's threatening bishop takes pawn there. Queen takes bishop. Okay, that was a fancy maneuver. That's a golden square for the knight. Good coordination, I feel, for black. Fighting also over this square. I think he may dive in here. Okay, not right now. Breaking in the center. This is nearby. Bishop here and then this next. Keep the queens on. I almost think you want to keep the queens on. You are opposite the king there. No, he is pushing. He's going to track this guy down. Maybe go after this pawn. Moving so fast. 26 seconds to 33. Path for the king now. Going to shoo this guy away. G4. Now he has to have the king in position to stop this pawn. Most efficient defender. Now the knight is defended. This square is given up. Hang on here. This falls. Black is in a good spot here, I think. Time-wise and position-wise. Okay, he didn't take his chance there to grab the pawn. How do you get this guy, though? Not easily tracked. Oh, I think it's over. Black's going to win this one. Black wins this one. The doctor is down. Moving on. All right. Constantine, for short. International master. Another Berserk game. Just by Carlsen here. Okay. Feels sort of like a Jinji Indian with some weird H4 flicked in there. So these endings should be, I think, pretty good. This factors in a real lot. Just have to be careful of this guy. Make sure he doesn't end up super active. Knight maneuver. This pawn is ready to fall. And just like that, knight b6. How do you defend this, actually? Yeah, he's resorting to this approach here. Giving up the exchange. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, it's a good practical decision. The alternative is you're just going to be down a big pawn. That's a very instructive point right there, I think. Okay. Rather be down the exchange than simply down a pawn. Okay. I think that's sort of good news there for black. Clamps down on this. You don't have to worry about the H file being peeled open anytime soon. Probably don't want to take with the king. Yeah, taking with the pawn, or taking the knight with the pawn, landing a check looks good. Could take. No time to take advantage of the pin. This is covered. King is out of that though. This is on. Very good. This should be winning for black. Even with the pawns. Clock situation, 1 minute on the nose. Setting up what next? Pushing here. White is in the tank. This knight cannot move. That guy's going to fall. The rook is going to be hit. Okay, oh, he's going after this guy. So now this is sidelined. This is defended now. If you get pushing this pawn, just throw him in here. Bishop takes, pawn takes discovery. Seems appealing, though that's going to drop that pawn. It's just going to double up, maybe. Here, bishop takes pawn, you could come back over and there's going to be a pin. Okay. Another pin. However, indirect, he's out of that in a blink. Bishop c4 is not there for 2 reasons. Same story here. It's poison pawn. Rook c8 follows. Minute 9. Knight's ready to be scared away. Just taking it. It's okay giving this pawn up, huh? Rook takes. This is still poison in the end after rook exchange. In fact, after the knight recaptures, it's defending directly. Okay. Trying to get here. There's a bit of a pause there. Now he's able to take there. No pin in this case with the knight on c4. Only 20 seconds. check. With then what is the follow-up? 50 seconds is a lot for white to think this through. Oh, he's taking the bishop and then connecting knights. Yeah, this feels like it should be winning for white. Up these two, well, one pawn now. Both of them are passed. All pawns passed. Just getting rid of that right now. Trying to survive. Hang on to a draw. Oh no, he's getting that piece back, or is he? Nah, he's there to defend. Good luck holding this one. Not seeing it. Passer, up a full piece, up a bishop. Checkmate with counter check. And what next? Time, 6 seconds to 16. Yeah, you might be able to move. Well, okay. Some checks in here. 3 seconds, not looking good. Check right here. 2 seconds to 10. Another check thrown in. Gotta move. 2 seconds to 4. Really? 2 seconds? Check. 1 second? Are you kidding me? Black won on time. Oh, I know it's showing 0.4 to 0.5, but he won that on time. Okay. All right. Moving on. That was quite the fight back on the clock and position. Okay, this one here, Knight King. We have ourselves a bullet game. This is a double berserk. Okay. What to do? A lot of pressure here. Pawn advance. Oh, bishop here. What's happening after bishop there? Oh, I'm forgetting that the queen could go here. Is this anything? C4? Okay, I was forgetting that the queen actually had a way to move and still be defending the bishop. Okay, queen exchange. If pawn takes, we're not going to have this. That's going to straighten out the structure. So maybe bishop here. No, counterattacking first. Oh, this guy's a passer now. King's going to be stepping up here. Opposite colored bishops. This knight is under control. If knight here, there's this. This knight is a bit of a struggling piece. He's playing this straight away. If the knight moves, there's maybe even a check. Okay, getting rid of that strong bishop. Thought it was a very good piece. Hanging around here, supporting this passer. This guy could fall now. After this, or even that. He's kicked away from defending here. Clock situation, 40. 40 for white. Minute for Carlsen. It's a big time lead. Cut out the knight moves. Although knight here now is possible. This is going to get tracked. Maybe this, stopping the knight maneuver. Yeah. All the forward moves are covered by the knight. Don't take here. You allow this, that. Okay, knight here. This guy's basically pinned. This rook's going to be super duper active. How do you improve now as black? It's just going to be a rat race. 26 seconds to 47. What does that even do? Oh, if rook takes here, maybe that idea. Doesn't want to see him get any further. We're going to get this maneuver in now. Where's that bishop going exactly? It's a weird last couple moves. I don't know. The story is there. Yeah, this is looking really scary now. Really scary. 16 seconds to 34. On his back foot now. Where are you going exactly with that? Seemed like there was some lost tempi. 7 seconds though, only for white. He's not going to repeat. He's going to flick that in. Some more checks right around the corner. This could even be, yeah, there's going to, 2 seconds is not enough. A bunch of checks, take here, another bunch of checks. Should be able to burn enough time. You're getting the queen in the end. Oh, so sneaky. This game is still going on. Bortnik is flying. Mr. Knight King. How is he still pulling off these moves? Okay, at the end of the day, oh, white ended up resigning here. Okay, not a loss on time. He was able to resign just before he flagged. Moving on. Okay. Rasulo. Another Berserk game. No double Berserk this time. All right. Don't move, knight. We got a battery here, and just like that, we're in an ending. Okay, are there any tricks with this? Protected rook. Okay, things are connected here for black. No jump here for a knight. Getting off of this diagonal, opening up the rook's eyes. All right. Abandoning that diagonal. Okay. Going for an imbalance. Okay, so he's getting a file or a square, an active rook. That's the big thing here. Rook here. Can't be disruptive. The knight also controls this guy pretty good. These are covered. The knights, if this knight moves, this knight can move. This is under fire. Maybe we see that now? Even a knight exchange. So if there's the counterattack, yeah, we get this knight exchange. Also, this square is covered. Not so easy to get to the 7th or 2nd rank, I should say. 207 to 107. All right. Rook c6, rook d6. Oh, no rook d6. Bit surprised by that. Much more active defense of the pawn. Now this is nearby. Knight c5, rook b6. No, he wants to work on king position. Not so quick with moving this pawn. This is a very good defender of the knight. Control this file. If you maintain this construction right here, there's no way to activate the rook along the d file. And now nearby, there's this knight returning to e5, putting pressure on f7. Much better pieces for white here. Better king. All pieces better for white. And these guys are now frozen. Now he's going in for the kill on f7. This could fall in some cases with check, but I think these guys are super vulnerable. He's going to go after those next. He's not playing here because of this. Bishop here, though, is threatening mate. There are ways to defend. Oh, that's one of them. Cut it off straight away. Ah, the king is approaching. No rook b2. The knight has that. Another pawn tracked down. Now this guy is free to move knight here next. Grab this pawn, push this guy through. Knight there first. Also, knight takes is threatening rook here, winning the bishop. Time under 40 for the doctor. And what are we doing? Rook takes pawn, knight takes pawn. The rook's going to have to come back here to defend against rook to b8. Some other idea here. He's starting with the pin. Very instructive. Rook b8 first. Doesn't allow the defensive resource rook e8. Knight takes pawn, rook check, king here. I think things run out. This is going to fall. How's that playing out exactly? We're going to see. Oh, that's a fancy move. Knight takes, there's this check, and then here. There's going to be rook takes pawn, and then this is going to fall in the end. Okay, it's going to be a one rook and pawn ending anyhow if he went straight for the knight. Time situation, though, 12 seconds for white. 12 to 41. He should be able to get this, though. Here, 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 here. King is cut off throughout it all. Just have to watch out for the sneaky moves. 33, 32, 31. G5. King up, threatening mate. Rook defends, rook here. King there, check. It's pushing through. And that's going to do it. 6 seconds in the tank. Black resigns. Moving on. Next game. Contra. Again. And another... I see that right? Yeah, another Scandi. He's been playing the Scandi a lot. When I checked out one of his recent titled arenas on chess.com, he played the Scandi in many of the 3+2 games. Okay. It's one of the more interesting Scandi positions opposite sides castles, down a pawn, candidate passed pawn, rolling. Is he going for a pawn break with g4? It looks like it. He wants to dislodge this bishop first. A very strong piece. He's conceding this square, but he wants to go in for this as a follow-up, and white doesn't want any of that. Wow. So this was a very strong idea, I guess. If you capture there this, and these... this diagonal is going to be a problem, I guess. Okay. So it's turning more technical. If bishop takes pawn... Bishop takes pawn, what's happening there? Maybe rook here. Need this guy around. I guess it's the... In the end, this bishop is going to be the most efficient defender against this passed pawn. Blockades, it also is an aggressor. Exchange knights, yes. Do you want to take that pawn? Oh, you might be just getting trapped in this case. Earlier you took and you were on the rook. Taking here, maybe there's c3 and then the bishop could be rounded up. 45 seconds for black. This is a double berserk game. Is there anything with that? He's going to do something on the f-file. There is a pivot here. Bishop watches over that. 37. Might have these just exchanged. You push first, no push. Looking good for white. In position and the clock, call it even. Trying to sneak over here. Is there time for that? King here, there's a check. It's going after the bishop. It's defended. How do you get at this guy? Maybe threatening this now. This now, the rook would have to block. It's not blocking though, why not? It's throwing in some checks first. Okay. Check, you can't go in the back. Gonna get skewered if you went on the back rank there. Exchange rooks, and then this guy is kind of struggling. Oh, he's taking there first. He cannot take here. He has to worry about this passer if you took with this rook. In the end, where are we at? 11 seconds for black. Down to the wire. He's ready to get mated. How do you stop mate? There is no stopping mate. Oh. Killer. The bishop watches this. The king has these. Even if the king steps over, that's mate. Oh. And then one of the last thoughts I had was this one here trying to block, but the bishop has that. Oh. Okay. The doctor is down. Moving on. Ohanian, International Master, double berserk for this one. Okay. Bullet. Bullet chess. Not going after the dark square bishop straight away. Pressure on this guy. Maybe wants this. Or even this to cut out some knight jumps. Not yet. Now he's taking the dark square bishop and then flushing the knight away. Bishop pair for white. Straightened out pawns. Maybe this, maybe even that. That could be a move. In the end, this could be hanging. 1 minute for black. 2 minutes 17. Okay, c5 is hitting. So if takes, knight takes, you could take straight away. Queen takes. You're gonna win that bishop in the end. What a strong piece. This guy's ready to fall. Oh boy. This one's ready to run. Clock situation. Looking real good. Okay. Oh, that's such a efficient move right there. Forcing an exchange of rooks. Still got this passer. And taming the knight first before rolling with the a-pawn. Defend it with the rook. You're golden. Yeah, we should have a resignation, I would expect. 29 seconds to nearly a minute. Okay. This one continues. Almost mate. Yeah, rook check here next. King here, check. Another pawn falls. This guy. Yeah, they're all bottled up. And we do have a resigner here. Black down for the count. Another win. for the doctor. Okay. Who's this player? Another double berserk. Raz for short. All right, I was missing these first few moves. Sicilian. Playing again with that H-pawn. Looking for these fishing pole ideas. You're in this pin. Not really a great way to take advantage of it. I'm thinking you dive right in here. He is diving right in. So takes here. Push. There's something I think with captures. Queen captures push maybe. Definitely fuzzy on that line. This is his pocket. This is his safe home right here. He's castled. King on e7. Okay. Opposite color bishops. Passed h-pawn. Fearless king. This is threatened. Not anymore. Watch your back rank. Okay, he's just pitching that pawn. This is pinned. Queen takes pawn, not a move, because a rook takes bishop check, and then you could take here. Almost a move. Is it there now? You could do it now. Rook takes, and then there's that. Okay, he's just going directly at f2. Oh, you know what? On this, there might have been some check. Don't believe rook takes bishop would have been working, so he could start with this. He is starting with that. Queen exchange, bishop takes. There isn't a wonderful bishop move for a discovery. Okay. Clock situation, 37 to 32, call it. Not easy to get this guy going with this guy here. Yeah, he's going to get out of the pin. He is able to get this in. Here takes here if there's some check. King could step up to c5. Bishop is stopping the pawn. Why did he straighten those guys out? Oh, okay, if takes now. There's a fork. So the rook is needed here. Now the king steps up. King right here. Better king position for black. 22 for white. 17 for Carlsen. Bishop's hit. There's also this idea. Rook getting behind the pawn. Bishop here hitting the rook just in time to watch over the promotion square. Also giving white something to watch out for, this passer. King up. What do you do here? 5 seconds only to 14. Not looking good. Yeah, not looking good. Can't take the bishop. Well, you could take this bishop. Oh, he should be winning now, but the time. Does he have enough time? Check. 4 second 3. Another check. Another check. And... oh, black timed out with that one. Oh, he was so close. I wonder what move he was trying to pull off there. So I guess there was no pre-move in there. Maybe, yeah, I don't know what move he was maybe trying. Maybe he was expecting the king to go here, and he had that on pre-move. And the rook was blocking. Okay, we don't know. Moving on. Oh, Sarin. So this is a double berserk game. Okay. Let us see. Oh, that was a mouse slip. He meant to play here to stop the B pawn advance to bother the knight. Okay, so in time, white could give this knight a kick. Black has to take some action some way with some pawn break. He's going with f6. There's f6 or c6. Wow, what a move. Giving up a piece to get these two passed pawns. You get the piece back, but do you want that? Maybe you want that. Something like this and doing something on the light squares is an idea. He's giving this one a think. Maybe starting with this, deciding on which one to play first. Bishop takes knight or f6. Okay, he's deciding on that move order. Knight e4 played. Check, defended. Could break the pin. This knight is out of play. There's a check here. I don't know that you want to go in there. Also, this is a pretty good square as well. Maybe glue everything together, pawn on f3. Okay, going after this guy, a nice reroute of the knight, challenging this bishop. So, I like black. Black is for choice here. Pawn up, king up. Safe king position. There's one idea to watch out for if you're playing this. The queen could snake in to c6. So, where do we go from here? Maybe this move. This is just going to be captured. This is falling, though. Queen exchange. If you take with the knight, I think rook here. Maybe do you try to get the rooks off first? He's taking with the knight. And what's the idea? Ah, if rook here, there's knight here. The fork. Yeah. You got this. Okay, he's getting it back. Here to defend and then go after this guy. Clock situation, 33 for Sarin. 34 for Carlsen. Under 30 now for white. Whew. Okay, if you took here, you're going to be in a pin after rook to f1. So fast. There's a path now for the king to enter. He doesn't mind pivoting on a light square for a second. Watch out for rook c6. You might have to run in reverse for a bit. And then the rook is a little bit misplaced. Okay, he's going after this guy. I would expect, yes, this one and then this one. This one here, no, the king is entering. He still wants this pawn. 10 seconds. Connected passers. Sack right away. No, that first. Oh, he wants to promote. With check, he could block with the knight or the rook. He's going with the knight. Check, and then here, no, the queen is there defending the bishop. There wasn't rook c2 there. Clock situation 5. Oh, man. Yeah, okay, he should get this. Yep. Has the pawn. Should be able to pre-move this one out. Check. Another check. Sarin is so fast. A draw. Not enough gas in the tank for that one. Sarin, too quick. Oh, okay. Moving on. Next game against Chess Bras. A double berserker. Okay. Let us see. Maximum tension in the center. Okay, at the end. Very close to symmetrical structure, I was going to say. A little bit different here on the king side. It's a couple squares for the knights. This could be disruptive if this queen is not watching over a5. Queen getting out of the way so the rook can play here. Okay, and from here, knight e5, knight e5. What's happening if more pressure is applied to the knight? Bishop to d6 or rook here. Rook there first. Okay, that's how he's dealing with the knight. This one's getting tracked right back, though, is it not? What other move is he considering? Okay, deciding on maybe one of these two. Queen defends both queenside pawns. Bishop ready to move, and there's a threat here. Maybe bishop g5. Unopposed light square bishop. Queen sticking around on the light squares. Pressure here, pressure here. This is defended. Super invasive queen. Clock situation 42 for black. Carlsen with a minute. Queen a5. There's a lot of pressure here. The knight is hit. This is no longer hit 3 times. Where does the knight go? Anywhere? Maybe queen here. Queen going into a pin. Ooh. So what's the story here? I'm not sure why queen takes wasn't played straight away. I missed something there. Too fast. Knight's in a pin. Out of the pin. Get to the back rank. He's just taking here. There's not any perpetual. Check here. Yeah. No further for this one. King g1. And it's a resigner there for black. What was the trick here? Oh, if you dummy. If queen takes bishop, there's queen takes bishop. Totally missed that. Okay, next up. Dr. Stranger. All right, just a Berserk by Carlsen in this one. Another Scandi. Pressure on the knight, pressure on the pawn. And he's just up a pawn. It's the best piece. Look at how quick it was challenged. Knight here. Oh, there's the pin now. No time for this. That guy falls. More exchanges. I don't think... Does he ever lose these positions? If he does, it's super rare. He's up a clean pawn, no counterplay. It's going to be simplified even more very shortly. Yeah, this bishop is under control. Might be tempted by this, many players, but he's going for security, stabilize the knight. It's a strong piece. Let it stay strong on this square. You don't have to worry about g4. Any exchange should be helpful to black here. You could improve here. The knight is recapturing if there's a check on the e-file. Okay, he wants this, he wants that. King improvement. So maybe next up this idea. Guarding the back, or the 7th rank maybe. This first and then sneak in here. I'm guessing. Oh, they're straight away. Ah, so rook here, he's going to play rook here. I think that was the plan. Not the... I mean, it's still going to be good enough, but it seems like it's not the smoothest technique to even allow something like this where the pawns could maybe flush the king back. But I guess on the pawn advance, maybe he could step up. That's maybe a bit scary. He is there in time to defend g7. Clock situation under 40, a minute 40 some for white. Check, babysitting the knight first. This is covered by the bishop. Wants to keep the king cut off. He's going for a knight check. Ah, the rook is hit. There's also this. White is stopping that one. Pushing with the pawns. Probably wants to snake the king up here. Maybe he goes for that now. He's landing the check first. Wants to track the bishop down. There's no check. There's no rook pivot here with the knight on g4. White is in the tank. Here comes the king. Here. Okay, he's going after this now. The B pawn is in the crosshairs. Another pawn won. Check here, start pushing the pawn. Stopping a check on b6. A minute for white, 22 seconds for Carlsen. Not going to be easy. It's as good as it gets for the bishop and rook. They have to keep a watchful eye over this pawn advancing. Here comes the king, another check thrown in. It's a good thing there's no skewer. This is covered, another check. This one's gonna fall, I think. Another check. Wow, he found a way to hang on to that pawn. Okay, 45 seconds to 8. You might want to just grab that bishop. Yeah, he's grabbing that bishop. There's a check here if the rook... but then there's king here. Oh, they allowed him to push there. 2 seconds. Okay, he got the rook. Could he manage this one? 2 queens. 1, 2. Whoa, barely with the second. Oh, man. Wasn't there... Let me go back for a second. Yeah, he pushed there and then... Oh, I'm forgetting if you capture here, there's a fork. He has it all worked out. Okay, moving on. Ohanyan. Again, a double Berserk game, and speaking of doubles, a double Fianchetto. Okay, Doesn't want to see bishop h3, I guess. Can't castle so soon. That's going to fall. Bishop's defended, so this guy's now free to move. You could exchange, okay. Probably doesn't want a castle now. Yeah, look at that. f4, king f2. How quickly. White is for choice here, the better center pawns. This knight is sort of clumsy, soon to be in a pin as well, once the rooks are doubled. There's these ideas to attack the pinned piece. Yeah, also it's pinned in multiple ways, really. b2 pawn. He's really in the tank, black is here. 52 seconds to a minute 13. Still giving it a think. Okay, so here we are. And these guys are going. The knight could look to improve now. There's going to be an accident happening very soon. I don't know that you could defend this. Oh, that's really nice. An in-betweener with check. Double isolated pawns, but you're up a pawn here. Bishop takes bishop is a threat. Maybe you have to play here so that this doesn't fall. Yeah, this, and it's defended, but it's a passive state for the rook, and now the king enters. Doesn't go here because that's going to hit with check, and then this is going to fall, and he'd be defending the a-pawn. Very active rook, 2 passed a-pawns. Okay, you could step over here. That, check here, outside passed pawn wins the king and pawn ending. He knows it, resigns. Moving on. Chess today, next opponent. Is this a berserk game? It's not a berserk game. Okay, 3 minutes apiece in this one here. All right, we got some weak squares here. d5 and d6 are weakened. Oh boy. This is going to fall very soon. Thought you would take with the knight. He wants to preserve the bishop. This could also be nearby as well. g6. Some pressure here. It's advancing. Knight jump here is covered by the bishop. He wants knight here. Knight f3 check, and then what? Queen check here. It's nearly mate. This queen can't go too far. She's still watching over this. I wonder if you could step up here, maybe? Okay, there's a check here. You step up. No problems. Then you'd even be threatening this. The king gets to g2. The rook is ready to move. The follow-up here is what exactly? Down the exchange. You have a big center. This is nearby. Where's the queen go? Can't really afford a queen exchange. Maybe here. You don't have to worry about this. You'd be delivering mate. Queen e6 it is. 2 minutes 12 to 2:02. Offering a queen exchange. He's stuck. Here you're getting hit with this one. And then the queens will come off. It's backing off. No check here. Problem here, if you defend like this, knight f5, you cannot allow that. Double duty. Stop knight here, stop rook takes pawn. Still nothing here just yet. Surprised this rook hasn't, well, I was going to say hasn't moved yet, but in this situation, it doesn't have a good move. Wonder why maybe this other rook didn't go to the d file. White is in the tank. Under a minute 40. Slight lead on the clock for the doctor. Breaking down the center. Nice. He wants this point. Pawn takes this. Is this push anything? Maybe this push. Knight takes, pawn takes bishop, knight check. Something like that might be nearby. Because if this and the bishop simply moves, you could take here, knight here, and then you get on this diagonal. It's fancy. There's a check in the position. Wait, is this... How do you save the queen? You don't. Okay, it's the 2 rooks now. Is king here possible? You could take that knight. Clock? Call it even. Wow, okay, 2 rooks and a knight versus a queen. King is on the edge, but I don't know how you get at the king. Gotta watch out for checks as well. Check, king here, king here. Looking for how many moves this knight is never allowed to get to f5. If it gets there, it becomes a rook. It's way too good. Okay, very good coordination for white now. Bunch of pawns ready to be tracked. Pin. Very good coordination here. Very good. What's the plan there? After king takes... Not sure what the story is. After queen takes rook, rook takes pawn maybe, and then start pushing this guy. Yeah, perfect coordination in the end. And there's a clear plan. Black resigns here. I want to go back for a second, though. After this, if queen takes rook... Yeah, I don't know. Queen takes rook and... I guess just get this guy and start pushing with this. I don't know. Winning, I guess, no matter what. Good coordination in this end position here. Moving on. Next game against Vetranio. Double berserk game. Okay, he has pitched a pawn. Let's see. Black has given up a pawn. He has a bunch of squares to work with now. These are all holes. Opposite sides castles. Whoa, exchange sacrifice. A lot of stuff going on here. He's cutting out the fork on f2. And he's got some dark squares to work with. Both of these knights are in holes here. e4 and c5. Okay. Challenging the knight soon. Doesn't mind giving up that half-dead pawn. Rook is hit. Babysit that. Good coordination here. Breaks the pin. Knight takes pawn was a threat. Not after c3, though. Just getting out of the line of fire. Queen check here. There's this. Have to watch out for this square. The rook currently has it covered. Queen can't go too far. Has to watch over the rook, looking to dislodge the bishop, looking to break down the king side, wants some exchanges. This is under fire now. Rook takes pawn is available. Queen d4 nearby. Pawn takes bishop. Rook takes bishop. Some fancy bishop move first. He's allowing that. Now he's getting to the file. There's a check here. Watch out. Oh, wait. The queen was hanging. Oh, they both missed it. Under 40. Under 40 for black. Oh, man. Oh, that was a big miss. Back-to-back blunder. In the end, black is just up a knight, completely winning. No perpetuals. Oh, he tracked down that rook. I didn't see that. All right, is there anything here? The rook can block. If there's a check. Under 21 seconds to 31. Okay, watch out for this. Watch out for these as well. How do you defend it all? Oh, you can't you have to play here. Queen takes, rook here. That's not working because there's this. This one's over. Carlsen resigns here. Oh, man, no defense. These guys are way too good. This square has opened up. You can watch this one. Stop the queen from getting on the diagonal, but can't watch both of these and your back rank and your second rank. Look at this guy, super cozy over here in the end. Moving on. Who do we got next? Raz again for a double berserker. And another double berserker, another double fianchetto. Okay. Let's see. Could jump in here. Either knight. Rook takes or knight takes? Knight takes it is. C-pawn advance straight away. Otherwise, you constantly have to babysit this pawn. So right now, this is a much stronger structure to work with. He's not going here. Wonder why. Oh, queen here watches over the bishop. That's a difference. It's going to say better knight right now. What about this? Knight here, challenge this queen straight away. Okay, queen f5. A minute for white. Minute 6. Carlsen ready to give this knight a kick. Not so fast. Wants to stop maybe an idea of g4. Stabilizer. He did that earlier when a knight was on f5. Fancy maneuver. Queen takes. The knight circles back to recapture. Queen was unprotected. Paved the way for that tactic. And now, how's this working exactly? Ooh, double check though. Queen here with check no matter what. Rook follow-up check. Yeah, it's almost mate. Where's the mate? No mate, I guess. Under 40 for white? This goes no further. He's up 10. Carlsen's up 10 seconds in this final position. He's going to wipe out another pawn. We got these passers. These two. This is a passer. Okay. Moving on. Ohanian. Again, a double berserk. Double fianchetto this time? I don't think so. Okay. They're playing, I think, a similar opening as they had before. Okay. No, there was a queen exchange. Though not this time. Knight is eyeing up c5. Fantastic square. Again, playing with this h4. Trying to soften up some squares on the king's side. There we go. Already a trick. Knight takes, you just take here. Pawn takes, this falls. Minute 5 for black. Okay. Breaking in the center. Should be welcome to exchanges. Light square bishop exchange. This queen getting in here in some positions should be really strong. If this straight away, I think you get that arrangement in there. Capture once. No fancy discovery. Here, I guess there's a queen exchange. No, not quite. Queen takes, rook takes, and then you drop this. All right, maybe just the queen for 2 rooks would be the reply there if knight takes b4. Now we're offering a queen exchange. Taking here, does this knight have a good square? Maybe you take on f6 first. Takes on f6 first. Now exchange queens or still just play with them on. Queen exchange first and welcoming more exchanges. c6, f5 hit, takes c6. Clock situation 40 to 40, or 45 for Carlsen, under 40 for black. Look at these knights jumping everywhere. It's under control with this bishop here. Scary though, working around this piece. There's no pin on the knight. The bishop's defending. This square is covered as well. Oh, this knight is falling next. Yeah, black resigns. Threatening the rook. You move the rook. There goes the knight. Moving on. Raquel, another double berserk game. Grob-like play here with g4. Okay, so some very quick space. It seems nearby there's knight f4. That guy can't be maintained there, can he? Incoming, we have f3, bishop g4, f3. f3 it is. He's been pushed around. And now back on with development. Do you want to go 1 or 2? 2 to stop this, breaking open the center. And this is nearby once you have a bit more development in. Maybe this right now, stopping knight f5, no knight f5, watching over h4. Now comes e4. Pawn takes, I guess you take with the knight so that this is defended, or can you afford to give up that pawn? Not sure how that's working out. Watch out for skewers. Oh, he forgot that the bishop was defending the rook. It wasn't like a mouse slip. I don't know. Maybe it is. Did he really intend to go here? Form a battery? Because this wouldn't have been a good idea. I don't know what the story. That was a big miss. Okay. Moving on. Chess today. And just a berserk here by Carlsen. Okay. Let us see. Trying to gain some space. He has that. And now, regain the pawn. Secure the knight. If you want to secure the knight, then you're giving up this square. C5. I guess he doesn't want to play in that way. Oh, there goes the D pawn. Freezes this guy for a second. He has grabbed a pawn. This is the extra. Some piece sacrifice, cut out knight c5. No, he's flushing the bishop back first. Now stopping this. Stopping it with a piece. Also threatening the b pawn. Doubling rooks from here. I feel like this might be a sacrifice very soon. Yeah, I think he's anticipating that with the knight retreat. Also, the bishop is hit. Queen staying very active, raking this whole 5th rank. Doesn't want to see this. Invasive pawn. Yeah, queen there. Doesn't mind the doubled pawns. Knight here in the end, there's a fork. Same color bishops, pawns on ideal squares. Coordinated well. Up the pawn. Perfect position here, looking to double in this way. He couldn't go in the natural way. This bishop's covering d8. Rook is frozen. Rook can pivot on b3. Yeah, bishop takes pawn is a threat. Bishop takes pawn is still... No, it's not there right now because of rook takes. There's that one as well. Protected rook. Where are we at with the clock? 2:10 for white. Oh, this one goes no further. 48 seconds for Carlsen. White simply resigns in this position. He's down a second pawn. Plan from here, get back on the b file, push the a pawn. No counterplay at all. Wow. Okay. Moving on, Contra. Again, this one's for double berserk and on board an open Sicilian with the c-pawn contributing and a wild g-pawn. h4, g5 in time. Straight away, first defending this. So I wonder why not this one. Is his idea to put the bishop on h3, maybe? Yeah, this could be sensitive. So first, rook there. He wants this immediately to justify these moves. Okay, and nearby there could be this. Hang on, have to watch over this pawn. This is hit. Do we care about that? Okay, this could be a bit more sensitive now. This square right here, the bishop. Ooh. This is a scary diagonal. Nearby, though, there is f4. f4, maybe this first? Yeah, this first, so that you could next play f4. He's threatening to win a piece. f4, the bishop's pinned, or the knight is pinned to the bishop. What are you doing about f4? Bishop needs to be defended. I don't know, can he cause trouble here? Okay, he's defending with the king. Now move this knight, get the queen on c3. It's very good control over the dark squares. Getting the rook off. Queen over here. This guy could fall. This queen can't go too far. Maybe this as a counterattack? Okay, rook here maybe? Threatening... I don't know if this is a big threat, but... Also, the queen is opposite the king here. The king is returning, but queen takes d6 check now. Queen here, hitting a bunch. Bishop, knight, rook. Guess you just back off. No, you can't back off. The rook's going to fall. Oh, what is that move? Does that really work? No. He's down a rook. I almost believed him. I did believe him. What is that? What's the clock here? Under 30 seconds to 33. Carlsen is 33. I'm reading the clocks in the wrong way. I should be reading white's time first. I'm going top down. Okay. Is this guy going to get rolling? 24 for Carlsen. Call it even on the clock. It's just going to be a rat race. Are we ready to start pushing the pawns yet? He's going to maintain the tricky knight. Knight here. It's nearly mate. Okay, now these guys are going. Carlsen's up a few seconds. Take with check. He's going to pull this one out, isn't he? He might just be winning now. He's winning. The knight is frozen. It's a king and pawn ending. Okay. Yeah, no stalemates happening. Don't mouse slip there. Watch out for stalemates. Watch out for stalemates. No stalemates. Checkmate. With 3 in the tank. Wow. Okay. Moving on. Tigran. A double berserker. I'm enjoying these double berserks. This event is turning out to be a blend of blitz and bullet. More bullet than blitz, really. Okay, I feel like that's sort of welcome sight there for black. Light square bishop exchange. Yeah, it's very good structure now for black. Better bishop. Have this as your active plan. I mean, I think should be trying for a dark square bishop exchange and then going after this pawn. Kind of like that approach. Oh, he's going with the F pawn break. He's going to attack the king, is he? Is this working? Smashing through here? Withdrawing the queen. Queen d7. This rook better not go too far. Ah, this is a threat. Rook takes, there's this in-betweener, and then you could recapture. What are you doing about this? Cannot allow a queen here. 50 seconds for white. Okay, the king steps up to defend. Maybe reroute the bishop here. Oh, he's going straight in for a check. Why reroute? Why reroute when you could just go here straight away? Knight takes, you could take the rook. Rook takes, you have this check first, and then you're winning the exchange at least. And we have a resigner after rook takes f3. Down for the count, team white. Moving on. Think fast, move fast. Double berserk. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I thought after this move, isn't this... okay, maybe there's a problem here, but I thought attacking that pawn for a third time would win the pawn. Okay. And if you push here, I think the knight could capture, again, taking advantage of this pin. Okay. Bishop pair now for Team Black. Simplifying, he has a big square here for the knight. Yeah, he doesn't want to see the knight. Oh, I'm forgetting that the e-pawn drops. Okay, black is simply up a pawn here. Time. Carlsen's up about 12 seconds. Has a file. This pawn is pinned, this pawn is hanging. No. It's an unprotected pawn right now. Some pressure on it. So what do you do here? F4, this? Have to watch out for... Oh. It's a good thing the queen is there. Gotta get rid of this knight as soon as possible. Okay, and then here next. You don't want to allow the knight get... Oh, it can't actually go here. So it's going to be sidelined now. G4? Drops this pawn, but this knight is sidelined. Grabs the 2-point pawn. 30 seconds for black. Doubled up on the clock. What do you do? Okay, this square is covered. Black's going to pry open the B file just to get the rook activity. Here we go. Rook there first. No good follow-up checks. Have to watch out for this. It's taking first. Scary major pieces here for black. 17 seconds, though. Queen exchange should be good for white. He's going for that. Needs to tame that queen. Black cannot afford a queen exchange. Bishop takes now. Queen here going after this point. Is it available? Maybe stay more central. You pin? You could block with the rook. Oh, what is he opening up? Queen check there? Okay, he's keeping the queen still around here to recapture and prevent follow-up checks. No good checks here. Only 4 seconds for black. This one's an easy one. To time burn your way to victory. It's also winning objectively. Take a knight. Just keep pushing your pawns. Yeah, this one goes no further. Black resigns. Moving on. Hitter. A Berserk by Carlsen only. Let's see. Working with some space. Immediately unmasking this bishop. So if knight takes pawn, it's probably bishop takes pawn. I already like white's position. Wow, opposite sides castles, just launch a bunch of pawns. Seems like a decent approach. Don't go here! You hit with the fork, as tempting as that might be. Threatening mate 1. Knight a2. Alright. a3 and then bishop d3 nearby. Monster bishops. I wonder if he's going to take here. No, he's going to try and tame the dark square bishop. He's going to turn technical. Could undermine the support of this pawn. I wonder, maybe go with a6. a6, b5. Knight's going to be kicked soon. Maybe take the pawn. And some issues here on the king's side, to be sure. A knight on f5. How do you deal with the knight on f5? Like a knight on f5 and some rook getting involved there. Kind of scary. Black is in the tank. He is taking the a-pawn. Now he's going to be a sidelined knight. No. He's flicking in the in-betweener and tracking down the d-pawn. Meanwhile, white's going after that weakened f5 square. Look out. 2 checks. Super strong knight. Okay. And next up. Okay. Back rank mates could be a thing now. It's only 1 check by this knight. No longer back rank mates because of that last move. The king has a path forward, trying to pry open the A file. I'm guessing no good checks here. You just end up getting trapped after king g7. Also, this was stopping the knight from being glued in there. This is a new square for the knight. Yeah, this knight right here. Okay, so this might have been an idea to undermine this point if you went in for this straight away. Not entirely sure on that. Okay, so if you take twice, there's going to be a... No, there's not going to be a fork. That little hesitation this hesitation right now by black makes me think he missed that this square was covered by the knight. He just lost a pawn and now the king is ready to enter. King on b6, tracking down this pawn. Perfect coordination here. Quit trying to defend these pawns maybe. And go after this guy. Yeah, he's hanging on to this. As soon as the king moves, maybe that move. Oh, watch out. Now the knight is looking for that f4 square. What a monster. Tracking the a-pawn, the knight is hanging. The knight moves, this falls. Exchanging knights first. That was a check. It's a 1. Rook and pawn ending up the pawn. Even if this falls, he knows it. He throws in the towel. Carlsen wins. Moving on, Angelito. RT. Next opponent. Just a Berserk by Carlsen. Okay. Tracking down the dark square bishop, but not so quick to take. Normally would prefer to see castles first, and then the chop. Queen is hitting the knight. So he's only doing that after white has made some concession, the capture here. Castling, takes, underdeveloping the knight, unleashing an attack. Okay, fine, I'll take. And now with this unopposed dark square bishop trying to break down the dark squares, this guy here. C-pawn wasn't contributing just yet. These guys had some role. Have some role. It's going after this point next. Shooing the knight away. If he's on the edge, he's under control of the forward movements. In fact, the knight here gets in the rook's way as well. Taking with the knight, I think. It's a nice improvement. Also helps out complete development of the queen side. Go for the two bishops. Duck this knight exchange, or maybe leave the tension. Maybe support the knight. That seems a little bit too weakening. It's keeping the tension. The bishop here straight away is probably getting hit with some knight a5. Oh, more defense is needed over d6. Wondering why that was played. Okay, knight check. He's cool with this, I guess. And he'll probably want to undermine this pawn very soon. Very soon. Oh, this is under fire. Do you have to play this first? Wow. What a fancy way to defend. A very active defense there. Okay. Very fancy. It also is stopping castling here. Queenside castles for white. Clock situation is what, 147 for white, 42 for Carlsen, going after the e5 pawn. And this can collapse in just a second here for white. If this pawn falls, I mean, what are you doing now? Also with the rook here. Whew. Bishop takes e5. This is hit a bunch. What move is he going to come up with? He's really in the tank here. Okay. Opposite colored bishop position. He is now up a pawn. Light square construction. Yeah. Oh, he's just kicking that bishop off of this diagonal first. Okay. These guys are there. Yeah, there's his pocket. Get out of this pin. It's defended right now. Okay. He's pinning this bishop down and now going after the g2 pawn. Pac-Man mode. Take on g2. Hang on, though. He has to play some defense. If you move the rook, this could fall. Bishop was hit. Queen back. Here, one step watching over this. So now the bishop can move. This is secure. And this is secure. There's no fear of the rook returning here now. I feel like we're coming to a bit of a standstill. 22 seconds for Carlsen, 45 for white. Pushing the pawns, taking more light squares away. Looking for this intersection square. Rook here, exchange rooks, and then get the queen here. Rook check. Queen is defending the bishop. Now if the bishop moves, okay, they're threatening mate on, what square is that? B2? Try to do something over here. Also, bishop takes pawn. Bishop takes pawn. Queen takes bishop. Or rook takes bishop. Rook takes, bishop takes. 25 seconds for white. Opposite color bishop position. He's on this guy. 12 seconds. Queen here. Exchange queens and take here. No, he's taken there first. 2 passers. Time. 18 seconds. King up here. Put the king here and start pushing. He should be able to get this one. 7 seconds. There's no drawing tricks left. Mate? No, it's not mate right away. That's mate, though. Bishop f4 is mate with 5 seconds in the tank. A berserk game for Carlsen. Takes that one. Wow. Moving on. GM opponent, another double berserker. And he is going right after that d4 square. Is a hole with those in there and more break in the center. Okay. Fancy rook lift there. Do you really want to take that pawn? Oh! That was the idea behind queen f8. You're supporting bishop h6. Didn't see that one. All right. Is this any good, though, here for black? It seems He's a little bit uncoordinated. Okay, this is a really good square now for the knight. It's a hole. Isn't this a good square? Can you afford to go into a pin? He's not going into a pin, trying to address this knight here. Get out of my house. Gonzo. Is this rook close to trapped? Okay, so this, it has a square. Believe that was the point behind this timely bishop move. The queen is defending h4 there. It's going so fast. This is not a threat, but this, with then bishop d4 was. This is not a stable piece. I'm surprised this guy has not dropped into this square yet. Is he going to fall in there? No. This guy could jump in here, though. And there he goes. Clock situation, 43 apiece, call it. No time to support this point. The rook is there. And if you take here, is this a problem here? You're just barely defending. Okay. Next up, we have this and then that. Queen takes, this drops, c4. No c4, just taking advantage of the knight. And this should be over. Recapture, and it is over. There's no fancy move here to get out of the pin. White resigns. Moving on. Dr. X Stranger. A Berserk by Carlsen. Only. Okay, B3 game. What to do? This knight is pinned. Take the knight and then break in the center. No break in the center. More development. Still no break in the center. Why do I want to keep doing this? I'd like to get this exchange in and strip black of this pawn. Have the double isolated pawns. Queen on f5 again. Oh, this is a scary point. Probably need to take... I don't know if you take the knight, though, then this rook is right here. I wonder if this knight could still jump. I guess pawn takes and you can't get to this file straight away. Getting a queen exchange. Okay, playing against the structure, don't allow this. Oh, he is allowing that. He's going after this guy. Okay, rook is stopping it now. Okay, this is probably in the crosshairs. Yeah, if I had to guess, white is for choice. More active rook. 2 minutes, 10 seconds for black. A minute advantage for black. Okay, this could be secured. This is hit twice. How are you defending it? I guess in the end, you have this idea, going after the A pawn. So now this is a threat. Okay, and from here, he's grabbing space on the king's side. G4, H4, H5. It seems like this move here is always met with this one. But at least the rook is cut off. That's one of the benefits. You don't have to worry about the rook targeting this point, for instance. Continuing to press. He's not going to be so quick to move this rook. Now there's this square. I almost want the king to get to d3, c4. Yeah, I would watch over this point as well. There's not a really quick way to do that, though. It takes forever. Minute 35 for black. 47 for Carlsen. Very, very passive black rooks here. Take once, don't take twice, I don't think. Get to the file. Okay, king improvement. Okay, he's going about it like this, I guess. Yeah. Takes a while, but this is the way to improve the pieces here while these guys are babysitting the pawn. Eventually, you're going to have to babysit everything. Look at this. So passive. And now a pawn break. The king wants this square in the end. Oh, you're also undermining this. It should be broken. A minute 9 for black. Yeah, rook check. Bishop takes pawn next. 36 seconds for Carlsen. A check here. These are all falling. Bishop's hit. This is going to fall. Oh, man. Like dominoes. Connected passers. No problem. You could probably go into a discovered check if you want. Welcome a rook exchange. Look at this guy. Just sticking around here the whole while. Bishop there first. He wants to play this and not see that. Okay, he should be in there. Is he there in time to stop this pawn? Oh, he's threatening mate. And you can't stop it. That happened to him in an earlier game. This idea. Okay, black resigns. Moving on. Goltsev 2000 for just a Berserk game here. A Berserk by Carlsen. No knight b5, he says. Oh, he also says, how do you like that fork? You don't have that as a move anymore. Watch out, though. Careful, careful, careful. Watch out for the discovered checks. Yeah, bishop here. Even if the bishop goes here. What's the story with that? Fancy rook move. Yeah, I would have expected just the... Oh, that was his plan, just to watch over the bishop. He wanted a castle without bishop to e6. Let's see the conversion. Bishop versus pawn. He's got the flight square. He's watching out for any pushes. He's threatening a pawn as well. Nothing against the back rank here. He's grabbing the pawn. He is on the rook. Probably threaten the knight next. He is up a rook. Surprised not to see a resigner here, honestly. A minute in the tank here to 2 minutes. That is a passer. It's a very good position to offset the knight moves. Diagonal from the knight. The plan here, push the pawn. How are you going to stop him? There goes another piece. There goes another pawn. And mate should be nearby. Knight check coming up. Minute 53. 43 seconds for Carlsen. Plenty. We got a mate in 2. How do you stop that? Check thrown in. There's no stalemate ideas and mate right away. Either rook would have done the trick. Okay. Moving on. Let's see. A double Berserk game here. Let's see. Are they repeating their game from earlier? Feels very similar. Okay, no, in an earlier game it was this knight retreat, and then we had this capture. I was wondering, something happened here? We're watching the same game again? No. Okay. That knight here, I guess, wasn't anything super scary. Here, you simply step over. Things are closed. In order to get any progress here, I think this guy has to get going. Yeah. Wants to challenge this knight. Doesn't want to budge with this. Yeah, this guy has a nice grip over the queen side. Not easy to dislodge this knight. G3 is a break. It's going after this guy first. I don't think you have to react to that, maybe. This could be a thing. Okay, defending it directly. This pawn isn't a pinned. I don't know that you could take advantage of it, though. Okay, actually, the bishop may be snaking in here. Oh, he's doing that, but first with the exchange and then planting the bishop here. Fancy. Okay. Where does the king go? Here seems like the safest. Oh, forget about that. He castles. He's not afraid of this or that. He's getting on this file. What's happening here? Oh, is this just over? He's going to get it a3. Can't take the pawn. Get out of queen takes pawn with check. You would like the king to be here so that this is here and you can't get the queens off. Can you make that work? Under 40 seconds for white, 30 seconds for Carlsen. We do have a queen exchange. Okay, he's going to try and advance this pawn. Push. Here, you could push. There shouldn't be anything dangerous. So he's grabbing the A-pawn first. Guess he's saying I'm going to need this guy to distract you. It's really close to mate. Really close. You do have one square, though. Like, this pawn wants to be here right now, but no, there'd be this square for the king. It's not working out. Ah, he's pushing through. Time? Does he have enough time? No, he has more time, and he's better in position. Is it a perpetual? It's not a perpetual. The queen is there stopping that move. Oh, it's a good thing. Promotion. Guarded G5 there. The time is close to even now. The rook is defending the pawn. This guy is running wild. Could keep going. He's going. He wants the bishop here. He's got the bishop there, and the conversion should not be any problem. 3 seconds should be enough. No stalemates. And mate with 0.9. Wow. Okay, next up. Here we go. Chess Today. Again, another Berserk game by Carlsen. Okay. 3 of the 4 bishops are fianchettoed. How to recapture the bishop. Okay. Could take with the queen, threaten a mate. Bishop f6, queen d2. Symmetrical structure for the most part. Piece play from here. Some flight square at some stage. Okay, you got the flight square. More exchanges. Where would the knight be best placed? On this square? He's eyeing it up. There are some fancy tricks. Fancy tricks here. Not seeing the fancy tricks. Maybe e4. It's doubling rooks. Okay, this knight is pinned. This idea, b4. b4, a4, b5, it seems. How do you get out of the pin, actually? If this rook goes somewhere else, then there's... Wow. Look at how fancy. There is a trick there. Knight takes b5. Okay. If you took the knight straight away, there is this, and then you take the rook on c7. He's up a pawn, and ideally placed here behind the passer. He could get back in time with the rook, but then it's a really passive state. Probably a 1 rook and pawn ending. Rook takes pawn push. He's going to get there just in the nick of time on the b8 square. And now it's... look at the technique. Who is he going after? The weakest link right here. This pawn. As soon as it falls, this guy is instantly passed. Okay, how do you make progress? This? Oh, he's going with this as a breakdown, I guess. Yeah, definitely with this one. There's no turning back. Oh, no, you could still turn back. You could come around this way. He continues to push. He's going to freeze it entirely. Oh, this is how he runs out of moves. The king has to move and give up the pawn. Any stalemate resources? Is he going for a stalemate resource? He is. Here, there's this. Wow. Oh, there was even this idea to take, and if you take back, it would have been stalemate. There was a stalemate resource. So tricky. Time. 25 seconds for Carlsen. Black is not making it easy. He's going to snake in, though. King right here. Yeah, okay. Smooth road ahead from here. He knows it. No stalemates in this position. No stalemate ideas left in this position. Black resigns. So, in what position? Real quick here. So, after check here, if the king simply goes back, you take the pawn. So if you promoted here, there's rook takes, and it would be stalemate. So sneaky. I was thinking this, but you could take. Okay, next is this game against Dr. X Stranger. A berserker for Carlsen only. Let us see. Another reverse Sicilian. And this is the setup. Connected knights, bishops on the second rank, small pawn center. It's been working out really well for him. These tricks, getting a knight to that C5 square. Okay, break in the center. Where to go with the queen. Don't go too far, knight. Pressure on G7. And from here, okay, bishop pair, unopposed dark square bishop. Got your flight square in, more exchanges. Knight d4, knight d4, maybe queen here. Do you want to give that square up so easily? Okay, he wants to give this knight a shove. This knight can't go too far. There's one, okay, there's two squares, but you don't have to move the knight. Stopping knight here. This is covered. Where to go with the queen? One step back. Pressure on a6, giving some direction to black. Something to think about. I might just take that pawn and then have a candidate past a pawn. Okay. Clamping down on the c pawn. This knight has to make a decision. How many options do you have? This is ready to fall. And, well, this is now ready to fall. Any knight move, the queen would be defending. The knight is falling back to defend. Queen here. This falls in the end. Queen d6. Feels stable. He's going after the a-pawn. Minute 50 for black. Two minor pieces for the rook. Beautiful queen. No more pressure here. No more problems on g2. The knight's ready to hop in. This is also nearby. Queen has a job here on f7. Minute 33 for black. 45 for Carlsen. Exchange queens, take the pawn. This is covered. This is going to fall. Okay, there's bishop here as well. Take this pawn. No, he's going after this one first. Bishop takes pawn check, and then this one. Okay, make sure you get rid of that. Oh, and you're there. Initially, I was thinking the knight moving over, but bishop is far more efficient. Look at how quickly he finds this perfect coordination. Everything is just defended in a blink. 117 for black, 32 for Carlsen. Awesome fork. It's going after this, and then that's going to fall. Oh, man. Felt like checkers right then, some kind of triple jump. Oh, man. 1 minute, 27 seconds here for Carlsen. Check, check, push next. What do you do? Gonzo, no stalemates. King has a square and goes no further. Black resigns. Moving on. Here we go. Jagalko, a berserk for Carlsen. Another Scandi, another queen d6 Scandi. Knight here, it seems like it's supporting bishop f4. Okay. Immediate pressure on d4 now. Okay, he's got some space, so how do you complete development? You going with a fianchetto? No, he's going to track down this pawn. He's going to go queenside. Yay or nay on the queenside? No. Giving the knight a kick, he's going to win this pawn next. Or is he? Nice move flicked in there. Checkaroni. Now take, and you have to exchange queens. Okay, you don't. Okay, the queens are going to be exchanged. You don't have to initiate the exchange, I should have been saying. No good check here. This knight is under control. This and then this. You get those two moves in. Beautiful. Slightly underdeveloped here, black, but this one, okay, sneaky. If you play this, it's not so, you can't really defend that. So he's going to part ways with this pawn, I guess. He's going after this maybe as counterplay. Rook f8. Knight here, rook f8. Knight move. Knight to one of these two, and this is hit 3 times and defended 0. Defended once. Feels like 0. Anything happening here? I'm not seeing it. What is the clock time? 1:09 for Carlsen. Okay, white is really having a think here. Knight takes f7, rook f8. Some other move. What is the other move he's considering here? Bishop e3? Bishop e3 played. And now rook f8, defending everything. This and then c5, maybe c5 straight away. I want to get this bishop out of here so there's king b7. You could rely upon this square for a second. This straight away. Like, if the bishop was here, this, you could just take with the knight on f6. What's happening on this move? Okay, a check. Ooh, he's considering... Was he really considering going there? I guess he was. What other option do you have here? Do you... Now, if you take here, there's a rook check. So what other move? Carlsen's in the tank here. Okay, and now white is for choice here. Even material. An isolated pawn, but look at how active these rooks are. King f2? Watch over the pawn and you're still on this guy. Ooh, weird seeing that one. Okay, still on this one. Seems like he's going to be able to defend the a-pawn now. 47 seconds for white. Gonna get running with these guys, just one step. Now rook activity is going after the c-pawn. C-pawn, CBA. White is on the defensive. Back here, stop rook entry. And then, okay, doesn't want to see this guy. These guys go any further. Breaking things down. He's got a hole here, 21 seconds. Slight time advantage here for team white. 7 seconds. It's evening out. Call it 20 seconds each, 18 seconds each. He's still in the tank. He can't find a move. He's got to move. Oh, he's going after this pawn. That was a lot of time to spend on that move right there. Oh, he's got the connected passers. They outweigh these guys for sure. He's not even going to let this guy get going. Should be a win. 9 seconds apiece. 3 connected passers. Oh, he never even took that. Doesn't care about that rook. Get the 2 pawns on the 6th. And you're golden. Check. He wants that rook off. 2 queens. And where are we at? Oh, it's a draw. It's a draw at the end. Oh, man. Okay. That was a berserker. He needed another second. Okay. Next up, chess is not fair. Grandmaster, chess is not fair. 4. Well, we got another double berserker here. Okay. Nice in betweener. You're on the queen. So he just won a pawn there. Now he's got a super pawn on e5. It's defended. Defending with the piece. No pawn. Pawn now. If this guy moves, this guy is going to be on e4. Okay, knight c3 to e4. Yeah, this should be a 1 position. Up a pawn. No, he's not up a pawn in this position. But he has a super knight. The knight quality is the big difference that I see here. Everything is crushed, it seems. The minor pieces are under control because of this structure alone. And how are you defending this point? It's a queen check here. Oh my goodness, he missed that one. Wow. That was a big miss. Okay. So what do you do here? 31 seconds. Black was really giving that one a think. Yeah, I was expecting knight there much sooner, so he's going to go for this plan. It's not going to be easy, because these two restrict these three. It's almost like white is playing 2 pawns versus the knight position. How do you disrupt this? I don't know. It feels like you come to a standstill. These guys can't do anything. You would like to challenge this knight, but the bishop's going to just stick around here. You can have a repetition or a 50 move rule. I don't think you can't move these two. Only 10 seconds. Maybe white's going to go for something sneaky. He doesn't want to see a draw here. You could push. Does he want to push, though? He doesn't want to push because there's going to be a sacrifice. And then the bishop could round up this pawn. The king position would be superior on the f5 square. So he's mixing things up now. I was wondering if you could push there. Yep. Playing on... Oh, there goes the knight. Only a minute he's got. Oh, it's 33 seconds. There goes a bishop, too. There's just no time for chess is not fair. Chess was not fair in that one. Okay. Moving on. Next opponent is Chess Today for a Berserk game. Why do I keep saying for a Berserk game? It's a Berserker for Carlsen again. Okay. What is this? I think it's the freak attack. This rook g1 stuff. Very caveman-like. The freak attack. Okay. Taking with the bishop. Okay. Yeah, I guess you still want to keep this file open if you already spent some time to play rook c8. He's working on the light squares here, and he wants to push with f4. Makes a lot of sense. Where's this king going to go? You'd like to have some open file here on the king side. Time to reroute your worst piece, he says. Okay, knight d3. Knight f5 is a thing too. Don't move the pawn. Pressure here. It's out of the pin. Next up, knight f5. Okay, is there going to be an accident happening here? I don't think there's anything exciting happening on this if you try these moves. Queen takes c2. Wow, that's a big decision. Well, that's the wrong way to say it. I thought that knight was really strong there. Stronger than the dark square bishop. Maybe even rook takes d6. It's crossing my mind. So if rook here, this. Okay, queen going back to defend. Knight. If this knight gets activated, it should be over. Is this a move? Looking at this one. No, he's going after e4. Oh, okay, the knight could cover if this move is there. Getting out of the pin. Bothering the rook again. Opening up a square for maybe... What am I talking about, a square? He doesn't want this. He wants queen here, mate, and there's just no defense. What a killer. Queen and a pawn is all that's necessary to weave a mate in this position. Black resigns. Next up. FIDE Master for another double berserk. Okay. A lot of berserks in this one. Bishop is unprotected. This guy is pinned. This guy is passed now. 2 passed pawns. Okay. What role is this guy going to play? We got some really nice squares here for the black pieces. It's hopping right to it. There's pressure on d3 and the bishop. The bishop is hit again. This guy is past dark square weaknesses. Pawn push, you take the knight and then take here and play the opposite color bishop. Ending, here we are. Tall pawn, really. If you cannot get rid of this bishop, this is just a dead piece. Okay. Put pressure on the blockader. Oh, he wants 1 rook off first. Interesting. I guess if this straight away, this is a nice active defense. Maybe that would have been the way. So he wants one rook off. And now approach with the king. Approach with the king. This rook is going to have to, they're going to have to do something else. This rook is going to have to, okay, he gets to that square. This is a much, he could take there straight away. A much better way to put pressure on the bishop. Rook on b2 rather than a3. Here just drops the pawn. And here goes the pawn. If you come back over here, there's bishop there. Threatening mate. 30 seconds for white. A minute for Carlsen, call it. 55 for Carlsen. There's no time to go after this stuff. Going to be defending here. There's still also this idea. How does he want to play it? I think this. King here is yeah, this straight away, I think. Because king here, it's mate. Yeah, it should be resigner very soon. 17 seconds. Okay, he's flicking in a fancy move. Maybe hoping for a pre-move. Okay, mate right around the corner here. Moving on. Ooh, Rebecca Harris. Four what? Keep seeing 4. It's another double berserk. Okay, no pin. Doesn't want to see a pin. Castles. No challenge right away. Okay, so double attack. Knight takes pawn. Ooh. Oh, this defends both knights. Fancy, fancy. Okay. Black's up a pawn, but it feels a little weird over here with the knights. Queen is kicked to d5, though. He gets the pawn back. Can't take twice here. The bishop would hang. Has to watch over this. Okay, in the end, isolated pawn position. Even material. Clock situation. About even. Okay. That square was covered. There was pressure here. This knight is really good. Connecting rooks first. G4. G4 in there. Rook is hitting the knight. This is a square. Doesn't want to see knight d5. That's why a d5 push. These knights are so jumpy. Oh man, okay. What do we do here? Couple checks. I don't think there's anything special. Going after the b pawn. Breaking down the b pawn with a4. Rook exchange. Ah, very nice. Okay, this knight is really strong. Do you give him a kick first? Do you play here and then a kick? Ah, bishop is good here. On c3, do you step up? Can you step up? It's close to mate. He's testing that one. Going after this point next. Ah, this is going to fall one way or the other with check. Okay, watch out, bishop. This knight is so jumpy. Takes the pawn. Minor piece exchange. Black is very close to winning, I think. At more active rook. Up a pawn. And have a really active king. Breaking down this position further. This is passed. No, it's not passed. This is the passed pawn. Oh, these guys are playing so fast. 33 seconds for black. Carlsen down 10 seconds. Check. Feels like a draw. Feels like a draw. Rook and pawn, or yeah, rook versus rook position. I would expect a draw here. Not by agreement. Okay, they're not going to play out anymore. Just a rook exchange in the end. Whoo! Wild game. There were some jumpy knights there. This one is a double berserk. Okay. Raquelme. All right, what kind of structure? Benoni structure undermining the support of the e-pawn. He wants this point. Take my knight pawn, I get your center pawn. Okay, a6. Defending the b-pawn. There's a hole here. He's developing and watching out for something like this. Proving the knight. We're really working on these dark squares. Okay. Doesn't want to see this. I think a queen exchange is welcome here for black. Doubling the rooks. Okay, he's going to push this knight around. Oh, this is his way to focus on this square. So one of these two is, I think, almost always going to be available to the knight. Like Sarin played in an earlier game, there might be some knight drop in here to have these two pawns threatening a fork. This could be nearby. Okay, there was some pin here on f2. White's watching over that and now going with his majority here, 3 versus 2. He's going to have a passer very soon. Whoa. What's that move? Oh, that was a piece was captured with that move. Knight capture on f3. I blinked. I missed it. And this isn't as appealing now with fewer pieces on board. But maybe, do you still try it? I mean, okay, if you take with the knight, there's a check. Wants to keep this defended. What a monster piece. Knight on g4. Where does the rook go? Or the knight go? Oh, he's diving in here, looking for this check. Maybe you come back to defend. Are you scared about that? Queen comes back here. These tricks, not good enough. Black will be there just in time. Take here. There's queen takes rook. You just come back, defend everything, and you're threatening this. Or are you? No, because there'd be that mate idea. And if you go here, there's this one. Okay, so he's going for the rook exchange, saying, I'm not scared. Your queen and pawn. Offer a queen exchange, defend the pawn as well. Bring this rook back to defend. Yeah, no time to take this. This pawn would run. Is there any counterplay against the f2 pawn? Maybe queen here? The king is approaching. Queen here now, mate in 2 threat. No, he didn't miss it. The queen is defending. He tracked down the pawn. What's the time? Oh, I wasn't even looking at the time. Now it's going to be mate in 2. Only 4 seconds for white. Oh, I was forgetting that one was a double berserk. Moving on. Next up, Elda. Double berserk game. King's Indian defense. He mouse-lipped some a6 in an earlier game. a5 is the way. a5, knight c5, pressure here. If f3 is in, then you could feel more comfortable about moving your knight to h5. Now bishop takes knight there, and you eye up this square f4. The knight. Okay, now he's diving in. He should be tracking down a bishop. Okay, he tracked down the better bishop with that sequence. So this guy, watch out for him. If he could get here, fantastic. This knight is under control by a pawn. This position is for choice. Both knights, you might as well say, are under control by pawns. All right. Oh, this is under fire. Defended actively with the bishop. Okay, white wants to remove this guy. He's too good. Maybe this guy. Defend this, and you're ready to retreat. Is there something better? He is going with knight d7. Could fall back. Reroute the bishop? No. Flush the knight away. This knight is still under control. Now kicking the queen back. I'd like to get a rook here. Any piece, really, besides a queen. A knight, rook, bishop. Ideally a knight. Watch over this. This guy has to be such a pest. Look at how you have to put all your pieces on light squares because of this guy. Look at what that unopposed bishop does to the pieces sometimes. And now a huge gap here. Oh, he's winning a pawn, or is he? Fancy. Oh, okay. I was going to say 2 minor pieces for the queen. How is this one turning out, actually? He's just saying take the rook. Okay. So rook and a knight, call it, for the queen. Clock, 33 for white, 27 for black. Now the queen is going wild. What do you do here? There's a fancy knight move, and the bishop is hit. First hitting the knight. Second rank knights. Oh, the knight is on that square. And we have resignation. Whoo, okay. Moving on. Hitter. Carlsen berserked this game. Let us see. All right, knight d2. Unmasking the light square bishop straight away. Castles. Knight c3. What does black play here? He's given this one a think. He does have the time after all. He's going after f2, going after b2. Active defense there. Also, you're there in time to have this move in here. Both knights are controlling c3. Now you could flush that guy away. Just barely there, it seemed, to defend both of those threats. f2 and b2, and now there's the offer of a queen exchange. The endgame should be better for white, I feel. Why do I think that exactly? I'm not sure. Something about this knight having a great post, connecting well. White connects good with their furthest advanced pawn. Okay, that was a strong queen in the center. Does weaken the king side playing like this, but I guess he's saying things are cool. It's more important to get rid of that queen on e5. Black going into another think. Okay, queen d2. Queen d2 it is. There are no in-betweener ideas. This is defended. Even if it wasn't defended, you can't meet queen takes queen with knight check, let's say if he was here, because there's always this counterattacking king f8. All right, how to complete development. This is almost certainly met with e4. All right, he's prepping d5, I guess. What about e4 here? E4, maybe this? Okay, you get this square, I get this square. Knight e4. All right, now this is a different in-betweener. Queen takes queen, there's knight takes knight, king g7, knight takes pawn check, and only then you recapture. Can't go for the queen exchange there. Now knight c3, controlling this. The knight on c3 controls the d5 break, and white should be for choice here. This pawn kind of backward. You got everything on this. Bishop, knight, pawn, queen, rook, perfect centralization. These guys are still camping out on home base. Okay, there's a square to work with maybe. Oh, this is a square to work with. He's x-raying this hole on f6. Is there any other fancy moves? No. Maybe setting up this, though, with then the queen returning here, doing something on f6. Yeah, black doesn't want to see that with tempo. He's going to go for the doubling, and then think again about this move, and then here. This move right now. This move right now. You need to do something about this knight. He's probably going to stay around on the king side. He's not. He's going after this pawn. If he advances, you could just take. He has enough on that. I was thinking maybe play here first. This one should be a goner, the d5 pawn. 42 seconds for black, 31 for Carlsen. This was a berserk game, but now they are evening out on the clock. I did not even see that pawn was hanging. Okay. He's now up the exchange, and look at these two rooks. Controlling the two open files. This is covered. Queen's probably going to get kicked soon. She's too good on this square. Carving out a square on b4. He's going after the h4 pawn. 22 for black, 22 for each, call it. There's f6, or excuse me, g5. He's got the h4 pawn. Going for f6 now, going to break down g6 actually. Are there perpetuals? I don't think there's a perpetual. He's going for mate and 2 threat. And what do you do? Really isn't a good oh, okay, on a check you could take the bishop. He's really thinking this one through. Is he going to move? Whoa, he moved with 2 seconds. Okay, this one's definitely a goner. And mate. Just before black's flag fell. Okay. Next up, who do we got? Chess Weeb. Another Berserk game, another Scandi for this one. Okay. Things look healthy here for black. Yeah, you got some golden squares. Okay, now that actually changes things significantly. Because if black had the time to get that in there and this pawn was still around, the rook doesn't have movement, the bishop doesn't have movement. It's a nice black would have a nice grip on the position if there was still a white pawn around on f4. Not the case here. It is much more open. More things to worry about. Active play for the rook. It's taking on e6 here. Doesn't want to see this knight get to this square so easily. So these forward moves are covered. Now he's undoubling a pawn. He's undoubling a pawn. This knight is sidelined too. Check. He's taking the knight and then taking here. Do you even get this pawn back? I think you do. Because here you lose the knight. This is covered well enough. Just go for something else. Okay, he's going for something else. Keeping a strong knight around. This is a passer. Now he's kicking the bishop. This is a jump. This is another jump. Look at these jumpy knights. That's a fork. Yeah, the king. Active defense instead of moving the pawn. King improvement. Cuts out a jump here. The rook is hit again. Where are the forks? Okay, he's taking the bishop. There's no good checks here. Well, it's covered anyhow. Pawn. The knight has it covered. These guys are offset. 44 seconds for Carlsen. And is he going to go for this kind of push? What's the story here? If there's a knight move you can't take here, you're going to end up losing the knight after pawn takes. Okay, he's off of the c-file, out of the pin. There are no knight checks, any checks for white. This guy is pinned. A knight right here could be strong. Maybe an exchange sacrifice. It's never going to be enough. He's going for it though. Stay on a different color square than the knight. Next up there's this, and how are you defending that one? He's grabbing the a-pawn first. Oh, he's getting a fork. There's a way out with this one. He didn't go for that. The rook and pawn ending is winning. For sure, minute 13 to 31. This is plenty of time. Yeah, in fact, you're just not stopping this right now. Rook h8, and that's actually the final move of the game. White resigned before black even made the move d2. Moving on. Who's next? Chessmaster 2006. We have a Berserk game for Carlsen. Okay. Let's see. Caro Khan land. Capture on c5 in this line. So if we have these captures, I see frequently this idea where you're just, okay, fine. Your center is a bit more weakened. This is maybe a bit more vulnerable. I'm okay with having my bishop inside of the pawn chain. Let me put some quick pressure on c5. All right, as it stands now, though, white is up a pawn. Still has all pawns. Okay, he's taking that out and now breaking down the dark squares, trying to do something with this guy. Well, there's two bishops he's working with now. 2 bishops versus 2 knights. Do you care about knight here? You can always cut it out right now. Doesn't care about that move. It's different if this and this is threatened right away. Okay, he is going here. So actually, if now g6, there's knight f6, almost certainly. Try for this stuff. Okay, where is that queen going exactly? The extra pawn white has, it's tough to get it going. It's not an asset, I don't think, in this position. The queen is always there to defend the kingside squares now that she's on this diagonal. Even a bishop. If you somehow had queen a6, getting the bishop around here, very good defender. I would almost prefer it to be the bishop on the kingside defending somehow, but I don't think there's anything exciting happening on the king side here. Bishop here provokes maybe an advance, and then this guy is going to be a target. Maybe with this one, some pivot here. There might be an accident happening on the third rank. This knight can't move. White is really pinned up here, I feel. 1 minute 30 for White, 55 for Carlsen. What do you do? He's really having to think here. Okay, backward pawn targeted right away, keeping the rook on the c-file. This square has opened up for a knight. Knight is threatened here. Also this, queen. Okay, no back rank mates. This bishop could always block if that happens. Queen e4 is looking pretty good. Very soon. No, check first. Oh, watch out for this check. Uh-oh. 1 minute for White. 45 for Carlsen. Oh, what am I talking about? You're winning this pawn next. Wow. This rook is a dummy. On c3. He wants the queen exchange. Oh, now he's getting both pawns. Got a passer here. He's on this as well. At that point, you could probably even give up the queen if you wanted. Start pushing the pawn. You could take here as well, and you're on the rook. Okay, that works too. You're up a piece in this variation. He's now up on the clock. Okay, I did not see what just happened there. No queen, but it's a rook and 2 bishops versus the queen. No perpetuals. Yeah, this covers everything. Yeah, rook is perfect, bishop is perfect. Move the bishop, check. 22 seconds for White, 31 for Carlsen. You could go here, you have this next. Where is the mate? Where's the mate? Starting with the check, grabbing another pawn, setting up a discovery. Ah, look at how pretty. Mate next after king here. White knows it, throws in the towel. Next up. Who do we got? Ohanian. It's been a while since he played this opponent here. Double berserk game. Let us see. Okay. Both pawns going 2 in the center. Is he just winning a pawn? Looks like he's just winning a pawn. He's winning a pawn. This is covered. Doesn't want to play with f3. Probably could have. Okay, he is just up a clean pawn. And what a pawn it is. Okay, it's challenged. This is the extra pawn now. Oh, black has the better bishop. King up. Feels natural. Okay, king up now. Unpins the bishop. Exchange first. Go after this guy next. Okay. Oh, he's going to go with the D pawn. Gotcha. Okay. Ah, look at the maneuver. Doubling in this way. He wants to keep a close eye on queen f3 check. That's his way to advance the pawn. This move can also be there. Okay. Ah, and he's saying I'd be there in time. Or would he be there in time? I think he would be there in time. Maybe not if you have the queen exchange, the king stepping up like this. Not sure exactly how that plays out. Queen f6 is nearby. Queen has to watch over this. He'd like to take with check. If here there's a check and then you get to take the pawn with check. Although maybe the bishop is going to block. Ah, this is the good coordination. Although, I wonder if in some cases there's bishop takes pawn there. And after pawn takes, queen takes the bishop on e3. Wants the queen central. If you take here, it would have been a perpetual. Now you could take, and you could take here with check. The queen will be back in time to defend everything. Something like this, more active defense. There's queen here. Yeah, this is more active, I guess, instead of this one. Keep pressure on this. A pawn is pinned. You got this check. The king hugs the pawn. Queen e3 check. Defends queen f3. He's going to get going with the b pawn. Time situation, 21 for black, 25 for Carlsen. And what do? He's winning a pawn, giving a check, defending the pawn. Ah, look at how quick. Grabs the a pawn. He's now up 2. He has 1 base point to watch over. Queen here, support. Support the pawn. Check. You could probably step over. Maybe a check here and then this. Many ways to do it. Defend this constantly or put the king here, defend the diagonal. And that's one way to do it right there. Get the queens exchanged, and this one goes no further. Black resigns. Moving on. These GM, a Berserk game for Carlsen, another Scandi. Okay, very early c4 here. Queen staying active here on the 5th rank, and he's able to take advantage of this pin, huh? With e5, I would guess, because it helps out the bishop. Oh, wow. What's the story there? Oh, would it have... What's the story exactly? If e5 was played, was there queen here counterattacking against this point? If the king moved in that position, there would be queen takes pawn check, and then that's how you get the piece back. Well, that was a fancy maneuver. This is his way to get the bishop back. I think that was maybe the idea, this idea to get out of the pin and go after b7. Felt so awkward. Put the queen on that square, but I think that was the reason why it was played. Okay. This isn't the first time that it's been a case of opposite sides castles in the Scandi openings. Okay, this guy is pinned. F2 pawn is pinned. This guy cannot move. Queen still a pest. Also rook here is maybe nearby. Active. Oh, it's just over now. You can't defend against queen h2. If you play g3, you lose the bishop. What's he going to try? Sack? He's giving up the bishop for a pawn, and now he could play here. Okay, he's going to play on. It's down a piece. Down a piece and a pawn. Wow. Okay, clock situation. Carlsen just under a minute and now wants to pry open the h-file. The queen is stable right here. No fancy knight moves. We got this covered. He's still going to try for it. Maybe do something with the pawn, but he's sniffing that one out too. Knight c5, you just take. This pawn is pinned. Speaking of pins, we got a pin here. Just wants to remove that pesky knight. Rook takes bishop here. There's nothing fancy. You're still in a pin. He's scaring the queen, or at least trying to scare the queen away. Let's offer a queen exchange. If you duck it, I'm just going in for the attack. There is nothing here for white. 1:09. 50 seconds for Carlsen. Plenty of time. Offer a queen exchange. Move forward, he says. Why go to the side? Defending this 1 point. Offer a queen exchange. We're ready for this. H-file will be peeled open shortly. 53 for white. 44 for black. He's having a think. What's it going to be? He's really in the tank here. Really in the tank. Okay, in the end, queen exchange. So this one's been dead for a while, but I guess they're going to play this one out. Winning on position, better on time. Here, he's prepared to sack the knight. Nor not. I mean, that was an approach. For sure. But he doesn't want to give up any material. He's going to track down all these pawns. There goes another. Okay. 22 to 28. Yeah, just get rid of the pawns here. Give a check. Plenty of ways to do it. That's a way to do it. I'm really surprised to see this one still going on. Just white doesn't have a resign in him in this game. Okay, finally, a resignation. Only after move 50. All right. Moving on. Another game against Rebecca Harris. Mr. Narditsky. Double Berserker. How that that last one went right down to kings. Each had, I don't know, what was it, 15 seconds to 11 seconds. Narditsky had more time in the drawn position. Okay. Gearing up for b4. King sniffs that out. Opposite sides castles here. Okay, that's a pretty irritating pawn, I gotta say. This knight, well, no, the bishop is covering the light squares. Okay, he wants to get rid of that pawn, and he has. Not something you really go for if this queen was maybe over here, but he has the time to grab that pawn and then get back to safety. Okay, he's given up a huge square. d4. This bishop feels like a dummy. This queen, though. Very strong piece. Okay, you are watching over the knight moves towards the king side at least. This pawn up for grabs? Might be up for grabs. He cares more about this big square d4. Flight square at some point here for black. What is going on? Okay, that's a big square for a bishop. Challenged right away. Now there's a pin. Okay, the knight was attacking the queen. And if queen takes rook, there's queen takes rook, mate. 41 seconds for black. All these fancy in-betweeners, man. Wow, queen takes rook, queen takes rook. Would have been leading to mate. Oh, and he made it so that it was knight takes queen with check. So fancy. And it goes no further. A resigner here. d7, d8 right around the corner. No checks here for black. What a game. Wow, so sharp, both of them. Chess today. Another Berserk game. Been many games, I believe, against this Chess Today opponent where just the Berserk on the one end. Okay, this guy's poison. Can have bishop f4. Bishop f4, I guess queen b6. a4. a4, b4, and in-betweener there with knight c4. What about this? What's going on there? You have to try that advance, yeah. Because the knight is threatened, there was mate threatened. You had to give up a pawn in order to save the piece there. So d5 was the way. And now complete development if you can. Okay. How can white take advantage of this? Make use of this lead in development. Let's see. Light square bishop is tracked. Ooh! Okay, so now this knight is very strong. I was thinking you'd take maybe with the piece and try to get in c4, but there's no c-pawn around. This guy is super stable. Bishop here, queenside castles. You don't fianchetto in this case. I think you think more about controlling the knight. Okay. There's that one, and the rook is hit. King takes. Maybe this nearby. Doesn't want to play that. Okay, if you take here, very fancy. There's knight f6, and you can't take here. Queen would fall. Poison pawn, that was. Offering a queen exchange, also watching out for this. Maybe you're taking h4 if white is not careful. Minute 55 for white, 35 for Carlsen. Not looking good. The extra pawn he has really isn't felt. In fact, yeah, okay, he's getting the pawn back, and then another one. Rook a6. And you try to give this knight a kick, he goes here. It's going to be really good on one of these two squares. That's just how it is. White is for choice. White should be winning here. Oh, there goes another pawn and a fork on top of it all. And takes the rook with check. And it's a resigner. Carlsen down for the count. Moving on. Coming up, think fast, move fast. A double berserk. Let's see. Okay. A6 should be useful. Oh, fancy move there. Knight was hit. And C6. This guy is in a pin. I guess you could have still moved it if you wanted to. You were on the queen there. Bishop takes. I'm not sure exactly how that plays out. I thought knight c6 might have been a move. Time to kick this knight away. A6. A6 into b4. Excuse me, a3 and b4. Major piece specific. White still needs the flight square. Oh, another in-betweener. He's up a pawn now. White is up a pawn. And this is in the crosshairs. Rook d7. 53 seconds. Call it even on the clock. Rook here, defend your one base point. Okay, this is now under fire. The queen defends this. Rook defends that. Rook could now go more aggressive. This is the new base point. Look at how quick. As soon as that's in there, unprotected, let me attack. This pawn is pinned. This is a threat. He's out of the pin. Now rook takes b. Now he's going after this. Setting up a discovery, defending the queenside squares the king. Not having too fun here. Not having too much fun. Oh, man. Rook b7 is stopped. Queen is central, challenged. Rook d4, queen d4. Look at this rook, spectator. Babysitter mode the whole while. 27 seconds. Okay, now we're getting the rook exchange. Watch this. Queen in the center. Oh, you got to watch out for h4, queen g3 ideas. Ah, look at how quick he's covering the perpetual idea. He just has to watch over the e1 square. Everything's covered. Queen on f4 now defends everything. Pressure on here as well. Covers the king on the diagonal. Golden square right here. Queen on f4. Check and then here. You go check and then advance. There's always this check. Maybe going to land it now. Oh, that forces the queen exchange and with it, resignation for black. Moving on. We don't have any more to move on. It's over. Okay. That was 51 games. It was a crushing result at the end of the day. It wasn't even close. Those of you who caught it live were all well aware. Final standings there, 185 for Carlsen. Rebecca Harris, Naroditsky taking second, and Zhigalko third. Top 5 get something. Wow, okay, let me look at some of the stats here. That's your top 10. In fact, let's just go through the top 50. Who are the top 50 finishers of this event? There's page 2, page 3, page 4, and page 5. Let's look at some of the stats here. Okay, I do know some details here. There was a streak of 15 consecutive Berserk wins. Okay. At the end of the day, performance rating 3097, win rate 82%, Berserk rate 94% for this Blitz Titled Arena. It's tough to track him down. It's been a while since he played in any events on lichess, so nice to track him down, even if it isn't live. I would have liked to have caught him live, but I wasn't able to make it. So this was the next best thing in my case, making use of this real-time feature. Okay, good event as always. I wanted to see those games, and we got to see them.